Hello, in this video we'll be looking at the active roles diagnostic tools. We'll be covering installation, directory changes monitor, and the active role system checker. The diagnostic tools are included with the installation meter for active roles and can be found under Solutions, Diagnostic Tools. There are three tools. In this particular video, we'll be looking at directory changes monitor and the active role system checker. But we'll go ahead and install them all. Directory Changes Monitor is a very simple command line utility. It's specifically intended to help you with capacity planning. So if you're looking at the documentation that comes included with active roles, we have a resource usage calculator spreadsheet that will help you with capacity planning. But some of this information may be a little bit difficult to determine without using a tool like the Directory Changes Monitor. So for example, trying to figure out how many users are modified, how many operations per object are performed in your environment. So with these tools installed, under Program Files x86, we have this simple tool. Since it is a command line, we will pull up elevated command prompt and switch there. If we run dir_changes_mon // we get some simple help information which teaches how to use the tool. But essentially, we need to either run it in the security context of a domain administrator or specify a domain administrator credential. The tool changes nothing. It will just record what's going on and the target domain controller that we specify for the period that we specify. So to get a good snapshot of your environment, longer is better. We specify a time frame in minutes. So 24 hours would be 1,440 minutes. I could target this domain controller and let the agent run all day, come back and see what my environment looks like and what kind of changes are happening in that environment over the course of a standard day. Logs will be generated in the same directory as the tool. Very simple output. Very self-explanatory. This is a lab environment, so there aren't a whole lot of changes going on. But this will help you with your capacity planning. In addition to dir_changes_mon, we have the active role system checker. This particular utility can run a number of system checks in order to see if your server meets the minimum specified requirements for the active role solution. So the computer checks are local checks on the machine where the utility is installed. We can run checks for the administration service, web interface, console, synchronization service, all separately or all together. Run these checks. We get a pass or a fail. If we have a fail for any of these, we'll get information as to why there was a failure and a link to install new software or a possible resolution if necessary. You can save these reports and review them later. Review them using this utility if you like. The environmental checks allow us to look at the SQL Server that is set to host the active roles configuration and management history databases, and the Active Directory domain controller or controllers that active roles will be communicating with. In this particular environment, my SQL Server is here. The instance is a named one. I run this check, and because it is SQL Server Express, I do get a warning indicating that I can only use this as a subscriber due to a limitation on SQL Server Express side. It cannot be a publisher. That's fine for this lab. Again, I can save this report, export it to different formats, review it later. And the Active Directory checks, I can connect to a target domain controller as a current user or as a specified user. And I see my connection response time, overall latency, and pass-fail on the permissions necessary to connect to manage the domain. For more information on active roles and other products and services provided by OneIdentity, please visit support.oneidentity.com.